And I suppose for me, what A to B is always, I'm always curious about why do we go from A to B. The biggest thing is always maybe curiosity about what's around the corner. So it's the idea of looking at the polar bear, but remembering the polar bear is looking at you and trying to figure out what it is that you want and how can I eat you. And it seems to be like that whole constantly through life, because if you're looking at them, that's exactly what the cat's trying to figure out. But I reckon we live in probably the luckiest generation that's ever lived. I know that my grandmother never went further than the end of her street. I know that my father didn't really get out of the UK and Ireland. And I know that in the 2000 era when I travelled, I got to about the green areas. So we live in the most prosperous time in the world. We're the luckiest generation that have ever lived. And the question is, if you're going to travel from A to B, and I'm curious about actual travel, where do you go and who do you take advice from? And so Steffi and myself did an awful lot of research into who are the best people to listen to. So we looked up for all the 100 best tips about travel. We actually found that children give the best tips. There's only one thing the children don't advise you, and that's not to kiss a polar bear. That is the only thing that a child will not tell you, and it's probably one of the most important things you can learn if you're going north. Don't stand on top of a bus either. That's pretty silly. That's me. And it can be a little dangerous. So the first lesson that you will learn as a child: be completely present in the moment. Now, it sounds all Zen yoga, but it's something that we always forget. So be here now, be somewhere else later. And it's that so complicated. So that's the first thing you can learn from any child. And if you're going to go traveling, just remember to stop where you are. Second thing is to allow for spontaneity. So be ready for the occasions that you're not ready for. So that doesn't mean necessarily bringing everything with you or planning everything. It just means when you see an opportunity as you travel, go for it. If it means that you want to lie down on the floor in Joe's stores, do it. There's no better time. Unlike lying down on the floor of Joe's stores, children say move your body. And the reason is very simple. Sports activities. They make your blood flow, make your head work, and make your heart light. So it's all about getting out there, be active, and play. Adults forget that we can play. We feel that when people look at us that we'll do something stupid and we'll regret it. And generally, we do silly things, but it doesn't look so bad when you take a picture of it and look back on it later. You'll be quite proud of what you did. So it's basically the idea that children say, just have a go. And make mistakes. I love this Japanese quote. It's Saro mo ki kara ochiara. And I probably made a mistake in how I pronounce it, but it doesn't really matter. It's the whole idea of have a go, and when you fall upside down, like Paul, the little bird on the right, it doesn't matter. Next thing you learn from a child, especially, is judge me by my size, do you? And it's this idea that children do not judge. And one of the great things that happens when you travel is you meet people from all over the world, and you don't know whether they're scanger or whether they're rich. And because you don't know that, you'll talk to them anyway. So it breaks down those borders. And it can lead to a lot of enthusiasm for life. So don't be afraid to show it. Do what the tortoise did, and if you're happy, you smile. I love the idea that when you smile and somebody smiles back at you, that means that they're your friend. And that's it. Be insanely curious. Whatever you do, keep on asking the questions, keep on traveling, keep on finding the new people, and keep on asking the same questions over and over to all the new people that you meet, because the answers always change. So you can just keep on being insanely curious. You've got smile, laugh, and enjoy. Now, probably no news for anybody who deals with children, but there's a great quote there that have you ever noticed how easily puppies make human friends? And all they have to do is wag their tails and fall over. Now, I think Niall earlier is a perfect example of that whole idea of like all you have to do is smile. Well, he doesn't wag his tail, but you know what I mean. Smile at somebody, they will smile back at you. And this kind of ties back to the second image, and it's just my opinion on how we do things, and sometimes we should slow down. We don't have to travel as fast as we can, because the world's getting a whole lot smaller. I can cross the world and be back and home in 48 hours, but maybe I shouldn't. This guy is actually the world's best supporter. He won the accolade in 2007, and he got it for going, woo! And it's an important thing that most of us forget to do. And then this is kind of like on a more serious note. Those are all the top tips. So this is the history of travel. And travel started originally when, if I got it right, the Medians, oh yes, that was it. Ramses II came down upon the Medians and he rode in his chariot all night from Memphis. And then we've got to the stage where we have the second picture, which most of you will know, and it's all still about finding new things and experiencing new people. The 1960s in America was probably the great birth of the modern road trip. So I have to mention Ken Kesey and the Merry Pranksters, for anybody who knows them. And also then the Green Torches, who were set up in 1976, who basically provide that road trip experience all across America for everybody to enjoy, including me. And so that was basically it. When, after coming back from the States, I was kind of wondering why nobody in Europe does a road trip experience and nobody provides it. And having found nobody who would do it, we decided to set up our own. So we bought a bus, we kitted it out, we started a company called Bunker Bus. Its website is there, please check it out. It's called Bunker Bus because it's a bus with bunks. No wonder it's called a bunker bus. We drive basically through the night and wake up in a new place every morning. So we offer like 3 5-day and 35-day trips across Europe where you wake up in a new place every morning. And then there's just 3 more things, and one's from Buddha. There are only 2 mistakes people can make. You can't see the guy on the right, but basically he's got the biggest eyes. And Buddha just says, you know, make sure you stare at the world. I always say that you can't have enough friends. And finally, if you're going to go travel, be prepared.